Nyamiadom. I said there be a catcher said the most important thing I am.
Okay.
So once you have life, and it means that there is hope. By economically, I'm not sure. Say, minutes and veteran, I'm a candy coso.
Okay, economically.
Yes, I think the veil of desperation that is hovering, the hopelessness. And now where the current state Ghana economy woman, you don't need me and answer will be in a better. So one case out on Sasho Botoma, I think say. Whatever the economic situation in Ghana is, you feel it. Me say it's so visible and it's so palpable to the extent say sometimes you can even touch the economic frustration and the desperation the ordinary Ghanaian is going through.
You can touch it.
Yeah, so it's so visible to the extent say sometimes you can touch it. Show the extent of your friend saying economic damage Ghana FAC at this particular time. Now it is incumbent on those who have entrusted the state into their hands. I am putting for Papa Kasai say, on betting demonstrate a certain sense of leadership. Betting bring it to bear fruit. Am you to know desperation of woman encore? But I hear Kwanya putting for Kasaya be say the details of a man is not in what he says, but how he says it. So K.T Harmond and his likes occupying the corridors of power is a clear demonstration of why we have failed as a country. And going forward, and I think the new channel of conversation now you open you to know all over getting involved in politics. These individuals are gradually revealing who they really are, and they are also outliving their essence and usefulness within this political landscape. So a time will come. Some of these individuals will completely outlive their essence and usefulness. And the K.T Harmond in the next 10 years, and I said the next 5 years, the next word they better say, yes, because or more leave or more usefulness. That is the stage we are walking to. So I am not worried about some of these things, but I think desperation and the ordinary Ghanaian go through. Ye hope is that the average Ghanaian will become self-sufficient. Alaska, what is the most crucial of all freedom and liberty? Economic freedom.
Sure.
Until economically we are independent, sometimes being sound-minded is very difficult, and you cannot be independent-minded because for you to be absolute and firm in your decision to stand against wrong and right, at least you must be sure economically, you are empowered. That is why I told you if you go to places like the US and others for or more air running a buying. Individuals no more my and I'm said there are sufficient economic opportunities for Obiano. Sa branch assurance over here US or in here penny be say over dashing 200 and 500.
Very well.
I look at Juma, Obenya Sika, Obetimia, I the upper so ye so the person is economically sufficient. So a bad decision making in as a forma. You see that independence translate into their decision. It is a or support a party we cry say or who's a wooden huna because he's economically empowered, or we may take that decision. But why we find ourselves, we are tied to the apron strings and the conveniences of those in power. Say ya na ya more needy, obey that but I think that gradually we are getting there.
Right, live on the radio on 92.3, aha, and I'm Pimpili and Mansania Domina, Kasaha, and Ghana, and so 80. Ivan J. Innocent and I will attain can highly disabled healing center, see and country as a bra. Soon smart quantities from Bambo Brana J. One Casa Ushabre, Ushabre Kuta will be, but near ever to me up one and so one Nakachia or the Aquayana soap number wow, Nabibia as well come. Ocean country as a friend 0243 409862 and a 0540 670 646 and a 0201 223 717 0201 223 717. Highly disabled healing center now, or see the witch hunter. I want my uncle K.T Harmond to be the Mabu said, Sabia Bini Yan Sa Yedibu my Ebi Nimu Mebu no so Yendi Yani Ebi Nimu so Abbas Mutise Kube and what did Jama boy say who na Mumu penny. I'm a young
yeah, Alaska, the kind of mention, my brother Penny be in the bar, a dinner birthday, and there, Kumasi, a friend, press canana, Sedu, and then the 10th birthday.
Okay,
my many opportunity when I'm wishing a happy birthday.
Just a 10, the friend was us here.
Yes, a friend was us here.
That's right.
So, me wishing a happy birthday, baby, or be Alaska. In summer, K.T Harmond, a kind, Macacho said, a demonstrate why we are here. In some free no number no. A chere why we are here. The challenges are son which with an say confront here no. The kind of leadership as I'm going to offer kwan for some kasano amamu and Alaska air course. So many away so much surprise and I mention many so much surprise. I didn't see a president and I call your friend saying youth summit, youth Asia we had the nature of the activity and their course and a bit of an entertainment. It wasn't a political like organization as a forum.
That's right.
And a lot of people never even expected that the president will come there. So individuals know most of them appear to be not even politically inclined.
Okay.
Because Ghana have more music and as a forum. No, and said them follow politics. So I'm from they went there purposely because artists certain artists into the nipa na obana kutie nyum na se form. So it was never a political movement and as a political organization. So for such a crowd apolitical, not president, all of a sudden the president will appear on the stage and the kind of reaction emanating from the people, no, clearly say for those people who are not politically inclined to go to the extent of say boo president, you know, a big statement and a vote of no confidence in the kind of the first administration so as a reasonable and as a sensible person, no, what you have to do is you do self-introspection and begin to ask yourself, say, and a movement where any political movement, na like entertainment or fun, na omuno president, and then I go wrong because me Akufo-Addo as president, you know. Proud to 2016, man, I'm a Ghana for darling boy because people felt Sena Mahama MS manage the country, and you sounded the alarm bell. Say you are the alternative to the extent I could for the second year campaign. Ghana for the 2 year man. Okwabo so kanya ya jisi ka de man, but ne Akufo-Addo kwabo so kanya. I hear what the your friends a car engine a pam no. Yes. So you see, if you are very sensible, now we do self-introspection, now begin to ask yourself, at the political fringes quite previously, you know, now Akufo-Addo was a talent boy. And you know, on them a Germany, ma ADD, JT, Keneshi market, you know. That's right. But then I say on Tena so ordinary Kumya, so on my your fuel V8 and a car, them they did it because water has found its level and ordinary we are say. So you begin to ask yourself, that this is the guy I quite recently, among 4 loved him. People were chanting his name. People were calling his name. What has happened? That within the space, a young man opportunity to become president in the neck on a man for a buno. And you see, so I know because Obia we are sensible person. Biano will not see what happened at the place as an isolated case. Alaska, social media is a bigger platform.
That's right.
Go to various social media platforms and go and gauge the president's popularity on various social media platforms. And now Akufo-Addo post to at the on the Facebook page. Say comment in 100 at time I about 80.
That's right.
So you don't need that isolated incident to gauge how popular or how disappointed the youth are, because largely the youth are those on social media platforms. So president post to at there on the Facebook page. Or more the handlers and what they do is to be deleting comments, because in some more country no honor even far bigger than what happened. So at the end of the day, no. So we are very sensible, now you're reasonable. You might not want to like just try to say change the narrative, say NDC for no mukuti among forecast or monko no munko who abang, because I'm not sure say and never be able to do nipa bi enu na adwen mu da ho betu esika mo bi so obi nkohuru Akufo-Addo, because on social media platforms animguase no kra ewo ho no eso chen ba bia enti me na me ya ban mu panimfo a instead of say make us we na ye, then you begin to ask yourself, what has never been I go wrong? Am I babedu babia babedu? And Alaska, Sagana ni abrantia ko join us or huti at the president. You begin to ask yourself, oh, na adibia enyefo na ba ne sano mo mpanyina nkasa ye bu no. Then if you also want to look at why they will do that, then you come back to the kind of Omaya Yateho and the various promises Akufo-Addo aye niema waye relative to many decisions that were taken. So wherever Akufo-Addo appears on TV, I've told you that there are a lot of people Akufo-Addo peer TV soon there. Obinya opportunity to cover TV national form. People don't want to see him because he has become a poster boy of a failed estate. That is what he demonstrated.
A poster boy
of failed state. In the Opia Bontia, that's a Wunima. He emits nothing but failure. He emits nothing but despondency and frustration. He emits nothing but broken trust and your friends a broken confidence at Ghana for Ewonimu. So a natural reaction and erupted out of the people. When they saw him, they felt, oh, akwa the only man say made the actual statement amana on rattle keke. But the bigger picture, the economy, what you have to do, especially about the youth, because the various promises that he made. Unim say one of the initiative and about to address the many challenges youth face and NAPCO. I have told you, say, government with a definitive mandate, you have no business creating a stopgap job opportunity for people. But NAPCO no the government could not even sustain 100,000 job opportunities for the youth. How do you expect them to react to you? Because no be catch them say why NAPCO? You see, I end the salary for 2021 November no last month no mutiama no.
That's right.
So this is a government even 100,000 youth our my munukra no or job opportunity no want to be sustain and NAPCO ni ya na basa na be say nko. Then youth opportunities ben ya create incentive no and you better no na ya slogans no ya say 1DF your friend is a slogan be aba say no ba ku be aba ya say you start and na say for no na ya branding the fair ba hukuma nothing is happening. Okay, 1DF or 1DF or friends I don't be me kind of 1D1F factories will be springing all over this particular country for you to learn because it's a factory in the Alaska. Now see a run a shift system 24/7. You can imagine so buying it to me set up a very comprehensive factory. Maybe a start factory and answer be a tea tomato na in a bigger way or run a shifter. You can imagine the number of people
That's right.
Not the fact that young times you can't carbon since your friends say your crati tomato about $dollars are shorted. So rice production at your large scale. Your factories will how you can add your friends a quality to the rice. Everything making sure say Ghana you also have a refined taste that rice no more panel umbenya. All these things generate job opportunities and also Emma production and as a phone government that is not what they are doing. That rather they are walking the narrative. So companies existing companies come on as to what the country is getting out of that, we don't know. So you of course I have a natural president who said time I had my president work 4 years. And he said work 2 years from another 2 years no. And dear Ben, why wait me we you to bit do what to say upon all the promises I could follow near my and dear why Alaska, there is absolutely nothing. So there is a natural reaction to the fact that Akufo-Addo emits nothing but failure. He has failed the youth, and out of disappointment and out of frustration, and then a man that kind of natural reaction, so it is highly infantile for anybody to sit somewhere and try to weave explanations. Say, oh, a political maneuvering, political machinations, and opposition party be here. But at this point, Akufo-Addo had demonstrated failure in a larger extent. Say you don't need to bash people to go and hoot at him because it's all over on various social media platforms and the various airwaves, TV, everywhere. Every discussion that is going on, nothing is being done. Just look at the economic situation in this particular country. Dollar cedi, send a city a day. So $100,000 na would dig last year. One lose over about 30%. Abra winya more kanya she. The guy who was your friends are all casa baby in Baumia no hefa. Do you know say dollar now rest Baumia? Baumia shadem and a dollar no nama bonting. Because and that also around Apostle TV will be people are talking about the dollar. In the international media discussion about Ghana, it hovers around the dollar. In Africa, people talk about the dollar. Radio station in the morning, everybody's complaining about the dollar. Oko market okay, everybody's talking about the dollar. So the dollar is too popular. Do you hear about Baumia? When I said them, when I locking or said them. So the dollar today is more popular than Dr. Baumia because Onam Association University giving those lectures and as for this is a platform that in seven no cano in can ever come to bear to maybe find some certain solution to the problem. But now he's fronting IT, has become a poster boy for IT as because the practical sense and the practical wisdom to translate those theoretical way now kind of book into tangibles, ever actualizing, realizing the various gains in Ghana for a you can't find him. That is why he doesn't talk about the economy. And to we Ghana Nina or has a mana. Dear now, again, baby, Yaba, see Yaba Pim, Alaska. If you go to the international media, look at the commentary about Ghana.
Serious.
When you NDC for a baby, and then you anti-government, your friend is a surrogate, being a baby, no be baby. Go to the international media, and the publication, everything about Ghana's economy is so damning to the extent that Fitch are downgrading Ghana, Moody's are downgrading Ghana, your friend is saying S&P are downgrading Ghana. These are the 10 most credible financial rating agencies in the world, and were they politically motivated or being with you more?
Some time ago, now
exactly, and in some of people capitalize on it and harness political capital to become to get to where they are today. What I say, so you can't discredit them. Investor fund is not the background, not had the rating on fund is because economically, the outlook is very bleak and very, your friend is saying, disappointing. That would seek out economy. That is the reality. Then you come back to the domestically. Now, near my ecoso measures by now by the work when be able to make breathe certain life into the economy to revitalize the economy, the sinking economy. And then, into the finance minister's kasa, you're trying IMF. President Kasa, you're trying IMF. But this is a guy who quite recently, and make the IMF a project. And they were bastardized, they were demonized, they were insulted, and all lot of your friends saying unholy this thing was said about the IMF. Say IMF is for failed government. Today Akufo-Addo is walking with a cup in a hand, begging IMF Yemra to his rescue because he has run the economy to the ditch. There is absolutely no measure that he as Akufo-Addo and his entire team of old cabas there is absolutely nothing that they can do to salvage the situation. Ghana now is a wreckage bound ship. Shipper or crash and they have a wreckage bound ship. So now they are calling IMF to come to their rescue. A child say Mpanimfona yadi you to need to almost over the years. Say almost save you in Alaska, they can't. But what they fail to realize, and they say politics yesterday is different from politics today. Because quite recently, now you have a certain the traditional media.
Okay. They
control the narrative. They set the pace. What has to be discussed. And depending where the person's political allegiance are tilted towards, and a bit determine the kind of issues we pick up. But today, the new media has expanded the horizon. You don't need those traditional media to know what is going on. There is a lot of platforms, and now what here, and some are working in social media. Obi only access to a Hoto FM is listen through the digital media. Then as a forum, you're on Facebook, you're on YouTube, so you are selling message to a larger number of folks out there. I go beyond the reach of the traditional media, and so the average and the ordinary Ghanaian, are socially active, politically conscious. They are awakened. People have become enlightened, and you can't deceive them anymore. That is why the youth, on various social media platforms, a lot of people are willingly partaking in political discussions. So, politics and the rules of engagement are first, we respect people because when you need to obey the rules of engagement, that is the reality that people like K.T Harmond and who are stuck in the primitive era. My culture said these are digital guys, these are analog guys. Unfortunately, they are present in a digital world, and they have no usefulness because I heard the way are not all casano. But catch say baby, we are still doing what they are mine set and ranty and sa. Alaska, who told you there are bigger and larger economies out there in the world that are yet far younger people and they're running, and those economies are far better than this particular country economy. And for and your democracy now, you're Ghana, then say under this particular government, we had the caliber of individual turning from democracy to gerontocracy and for democracy and democracy to gerontocracy. O can you put me and say, Ejibomo, you bring bear 400 and I yet home. Alaska, or more being wine now, see. But you better will be penny bob until over Casa will be say, copper wire and I was on a jar for my answer saying, yes. Google team as a Jaffam because in some K.T Harmond cannot cry. Say yes over her and who's on the TV soon like Casa. Now what to send them radio soa. The other Jane say, oh, now crab and I got a radio soa or say. But I'll TV over her and Nina Penina said be watching a parliament for several years. Now wakuma tutu. Now we say, so these are characters who are in charge of the estate. No wonder we are here. What I say? Because for him to say, as a youth, you know, be about bedroom, yamfa youth in church, mine, I would we show once I went to me. I just say the guy is still living in the Stone Age era, why he thinks old age is like a guarantee or a trump card. When you know that is enough for you to be in power. But Alaska, where the world has evolved, maybe we are saying, Sanya mano, as my culture says, leadership is an act. If it is an act, it means that it can be perfected as you go evolve a 10-year BBR. So you need people who are ready to learn, people who are ready to take risk, people who are ready to think, to flip the other side. Say solution and as for at any point in time, a leader must be an active thinker. All the time because your job is solving problems. Now let's come and yeah, we so with me at the leadership position. But the young we are demonstrating as a clear no to them because consistent the kind of discretion that they exercise. Young kwachi ashawan ba kroma and akokraba your friends saying or Safma for Cassie Yamfanonko. The same of Safma for Yona Casa you to know school in your Jumano. But Okofan and Madam Baby shame. What I say, this K.T Harmond, no dress ship, dress ship or Quatana committee anymore, no Osuno. This guy has no shame and they have been around for so long. And you begin to wonder why these guys are any opportunity clenching on to power for so long. That is what I'm telling you, politics we used to do in this particular town first, you know. Not we don't check whether the person is reasonable, sensible or not. So Makato said, Aaron and Ayana, I'm a more for. So once you are popular within the party and you have money, you can buy your way. But you influence within parties, and you can become whoever you want to be. By the stage, people will begin to question, say, at the end of war, what do you have to offer? And that is why these guys are not comfortable anymore. Because Alaska Makato said, whenever you are in a conversation, whenever we are doing political argument, that's a nipano run, that's a ninyan sa. They resort to emotions, they resort to insult, they castigate all sort of unholy kind of way on people just to buy their way.
That kind of hostile.
Hostile, yes, aggression. So that the critical issues on ground are addressed, you know. You forgo it and the unity of what them na yanko because in Kebedu say na papa when you know do say ya what politics maba bedru bi ababedru se mrantia na sabi omunim nyansa and yako gina stage and yedidi yahu president for panyina wo assume say sabi wo na wonim nyansa na Alaska. Do you go and take a stage and be insulting people in any serious dispensation and can owie ya na can the position ko vacate the atu baby because you can't go and insult youth. As I'm not kind of insulting Obiao.
And you two who even campaigned and voted for you?
Yes, he insulted because they have no respect, they have no regard, because their interpretation of being right for leadership. And they say, when you know about you say, apu, awe and I didn't know. But the back catcher among force will be able
to K.T Harmond to
yes, no man for who know. Niti one, they were Uti when you and now crying their casa. Balaska, they forget there, but be a general. Alaska, do you know that respect is a virtue? A virtue that we earn. We don't ask for it. But so for you to earn it, you know, the obey and what draw that particular thing.
It means you don't command respect.
No. So you demonstrate life I bet know that particular respect. You know? But we have characters who consistently what they demonstrate is a hostile mix of arrogance and ignorance that is so boundless to the extent that we are not here. A hostile mix of arrogance and ignorance. That's what they do. So whenever they take the stage, her characters like Eselousu, or take his stage, her characters are conducted the way they speak. They look at the same K.T Harmond because this is not the first time about take Ekasa in a reckless fashion like this. This is not the first time.
Was it not the same K.T Harmond or say Butarians are Togolese?
I know. So you see, these are who conducted in this particular manner. And you are telling me, I say, because when you need about yourself, that is enough, sir. I should mean your trust and confidence, and I should respect you. The core job, when they are showing, sir, say, ensure, say, the right thing will be done. You will not do it. And ask my catcher, say, old age, and yes, sure guarantees of winning Yansao. It's not a guarantee, but they are obeying and a bed demonstrate for that kind of respect. It is binding them are better than the end of it. Because Nipa edi to me amount say take care of this particular country. everything has been entrusted to your care. The finances, the scanning, and so forth. At least say you do free say difficulty now, but what you have to do is to apologize to the people. Say, but yeah, you enlist their support. These are challenging and difficult time. Irrespective of where you stand across the political divide, we are NDC new, we are MPP new, we are in the diaspora. Why Ghana na ye mind, yen kambum, whichever support will be a from why because yen quiet to me. Yes, about for a dura egu, and yen kambum. So you enlist the support of everybody. Sabaya, whatever that you intend to achieve, Biano. But we are talking about an arrogant group of people who are so ignorant, but in their deluded mind and they think everything is okay, who goes about throwing insult and tantrums on Anipana yet for my war mine. So in the end, what do you expect? They always expect the kind of economy and for them to always what they do is running away from responsibility. President, I run your mind in the country for war mine on an international stage telling people say COVID-19 Russia war and Makato said that justification is nothing but a manufactured nonsense that certain people have decided to put together. And I didn't know. So wherever we ever cast as in Bianona, yeah, justify because COVID-19, Ukraine war, no, you can never use them within any reasonable perimeter or context to justify what has gone on. Cote d'Ivoire, our economy, yes, it's facing challenges, but it's not as terrible as we are.
Yeah, that's right.
If you go to Cote d'Ivoire, your friends say Togo, our neighbors, just check the numbers, the economic indicators, check all of them. Then you begin to ask yourself about the Ghana and Kwan situation is worse off. Then you go back to the managers. What kind of leadership and warfare? Now, where we nimno, Bomuza and Kwakrafon Kwan, Negua Sebi. Mesa omo kwatena meeting asa na oye mistake na kofa ba kofa bag na obie ma enuru egum e chenso run the pharmacy shop. Yes,
enuru egum asin say
enuru because ono moduru aye confused on kwatena nche ma youth na sabi omo wa hode ni nimdi obetimi aye we number no. But these are people who are hanging on to positions in their deluded mind. They think they are doing better. Alaska Sanka K.T Harmond our advice be so odemo obia. Don't you think say abra nanka Ghana economy no esenke no Alaska na president high jet na okoba no enye samra na nka so ko bi Kenyan sasem kire no.
That's right.
Senke ye medu stage mo youth embu the president because at the time the signs were all over on the wall. People were signaling apart from take the opposition party out say there so opposition in the Canada say bia ensemu no more can civil society organization and other relevant institutions were cautioning the government say baby it's highly your friend said not reasonable for a president to be hiring jet at an expensive cost, but he never listened to anybody. On top of that, corruption sika okroma when enenya the courage to confront the president, to speak wisdom to his head, to sit up and ensure that we institute measures ebetimi aboy ama the leakages in the system, the sika na aircon kwan fa so ye blow the economy. Nobody stood up. K.T Harmond no hefa nyansa na he assuming say no. That knowledge and intelligence should have come to bear at that particular point to point out to the president the many challenges and Ghana echo. Alaska, yanti kroma na nkofo ekogu banks. Do you know say na no Fitch are downgraded a lot of our banks.
Exactly.
Say omonya credit worthy. But these are people who told us, but Omiya quite recently told us omo crash banks, you know, just to ensure that the banks will be resilient and will be robust. The international rating agencies are telling you, say, banks, you know, they are on their knees, facing challenges. And Ghana form with musika call. So you begin to ask yourself, say, Alaska, banks now you're crashing now. Nipa 57,000. Nipa or your bank manager that be your coat. I'll be who know address fine and or te kwan ho to prako. The psychological trauma nipa no go through Ghana. Ye nyan kan ho asem na beto economically. What I say?
Global city.
Yes. Now also on so you see, that is why I'm telling you, these guys have lost touch with reality. Most of them are delusional because do not go neuro so ntiro onoma nani na ho from opokosi enwumere no onim de oka, and such one of such characters is your friend saying K.T Harmond. Into oka sama clearly you see. What I say because
I am not cutting you, but you said something, sir. Ivan, you said something, sir. Sir President, Russia Ukraine war.
Yeah.
Justify our competence.
Yeah. All right.
The question that you have to ask is how can global phenomena skip Cote d'Ivoire and all the surrounding countries and only attack Ghana? How?
Alaska, so thank you very much. I think that this particular comment from Bawumia affirms my position.
That's right.
It's highly unreasonable. Because economy won't mean yes, globally, no circumstances whatever affect the economy, but the thing is to what extent? To what extent? And I affect it. Dear Ben, I want to why? Because you see, in the face of the stormy situation we are confronted with, in the midst of the challenges, the hopelessness, and the kind of desperation Ghana for go through, and the fact that the economy is broken and shattered, begin to ask yourselves, let us skip the IMF negotiation, whatever. Name is say, and our own, what are we doing?
That's right.
The inflation numbers going up, we were told that we can't do anything about it. Because our country said they can't do anything about the inflation numbers.
They have no control over
yes. And then the dollar CD. What is being done? In the dollar and the probability says you can because so async is high because Nipana Yado have no clue, they have no knowledge, they have no solution to the problem.
But dollar no where you found say $1 black market.
Yes. So that is the populist thing that they can do. Alaska. Go for dollars to sign a war more.
Obi beside no say at the time Mahama time almost cash $1 to wear 3 CD something not some black market in the
Alaska. Me say these guys are they only walk the narrative. Always trying to control it because near mess or would you go up claim my no so banking sector no buy a model shrinking the economy business are now cost at the lower level no so business ni na no ya crambo no economic activities to certain extent is funded and enya a toll on the kind of economy but these guys will not accept the reality. And again, on top of that, amount of money you're investing into, you say they go bank say
25
billion Ghana cedis
instead of 9 billion.
And say let us accept say papa your kasa onimnyansa say the o si kire so onimnyansa yi sa nema na ekoso okroma na K.T Harmond asem na mekan enti sa nema na ekoso okroma ni nyansa dodo no nyina no edian no na dwe ne say o ya kokora that is enough say onimnyansa and they say the man shall. But my culture say similar challenge na challenge in countries all over the world. I point to what happened in the US in the 2008 after the recession. They had similar challenges. A lot of companies were fumbling, were on their knees. Government decided to say no. We need to equip these people. We need to give them some capital. So the only consideration America buying yes for a job. Because as government, you're supposed to offer your friends a thriving business environment, a business but thrive. Sabia the private sector is bit so I buy any yes, but can over for real and the waffle Nabusi and for decided say in a bank A, B, C, D, a your opposition for the anti-young. So out of vindictiveness and political vendetta, they decided to crash all these banks. Alaska, near my ordinary. And my economy grow no. These people have decided to take everything away. At the micro level is there your friend is saying microfinance.
That's right.
And other financial institutions.
385.
So you don't kill these institutions and expect to realize where we are is as a result of reckless decisions are taking over the years. And then are culminating into where we are. And now the way
accepted documents we purported safe in Unilever Ghana Hall. Now, omutina say no review why sales ni omniama airdrop no say financial sector clean up no one of the factors because most of their customers no some jiniama na omutu susu was banks na say some dey tuya it sa source of way na capital no abana crashing no for that matter say you live